Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It's the Raw after Wrestlemania, generally the opening day of the wrestling season, the unofficial opening day, and the WWE stepped up to the plate 19 hours after one of their better WrestleManias and struck out completely, pissing off the fans at the Barclays Center to no end, and many of us sitting at home as well. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Monday Night Raw review. Let's talk about it right now. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. 24 hours remain for you to get your hands on the official Sledgehammer Wrestling Show merchandise. These two particular designs available for the last time. You have until SmackDown Live goes off the air tomorrow night to pick up this exclusive deal. Use the discount code MANIA10 at the checkout for 10% off. All you have to do is go to teespring.com/stores/sledgehammer-tv and get yours before they are gone. And I wish the creative team of the WWE would be gone after a marathon WrestleMania weekend for me personally that included a 3-day just absolute, I don't know what else to call it, but aside from using the same word, a marathon of work that we put in at House of Glory for WrestleMania week, attending the G1 Supercard, and then going to WrestleMania. I have finally got some sleep. I have washed up. I'm all clean. I'm crisp. I'm fresh. I got all the filth, all that fan filth off of me. Everything that just consumed me last night around all these casuals and all these disgusting fans that attended WrestleMania. Public service announcement before we get into tonight's Monday Night Raw. Wrestling fans, you know, in general, for the most part, we're all pretty good, right? I hope so, for the most part. But if you're not, like, get your body game together. Like, let's be better. Take better care of yourselves. There's two things you can do, especially if you're going to a live event, no matter what your size is or whatever. First thing you gotta do is use some fucking deodorant, man. I don't know why I gotta sit there at WrestleMania smelling everybody's fucking just like their dinner was coming off their skin. This one smelled like onions. This one smelled like shit. What is wrong with you guys? You're going to fucking WrestleMania. You didn't take a fucking shower. You know you're gonna be around 79,999 other fucking people, and you want to fucking give off a fucking wafting odor to make people want to vomit while they're trying to enjoy WrestleMania? That's not cool, bro. Wash your fucking selves. Absolutely disgusting. And second, and this one might be just as important as your fucking hygiene, be aware of your body. Be aware of how big you are. I don't understand it. It's unacceptable that I gotta sit in my seat and Jabba the Casual is sitting behind me and their fat fucking knees keep bumping me in the fucking head like this. On the positive side, you know, if I got tired, I just was able to lean my head back and rest on her fucking pillow knees. Be aware of yourself. You nudging fucking people for 8 hours you don't fucking know. You don't feel my head? Oh, no, probably not, because it's so fucking fat. Be aware of yourselves. Be better fans. And the WWE needs to be better to its fans as well. I just needed to get that off my chest. Something I forgot to touch upon in last night's completely fucking bonkers WrestleMania review. I was so punch drunk and loopy from everything I had ingested that night. It was fucking 2 a.m. when I sat down in the hotel room and recorded that thing, and it just went off the rails really quick, and it cut off at the end, and I apologize for you guys, but the computer crashed down. There's nothing I could do. I was on location, and we had to run with it that way. So let's get into tonight's fucking shit fest. Thank you for indulging my little opening rant there, because tonight, like I said, is the Raw after WrestleMania, and I thought it was entirely possible that I watched way too much fucking wrestling, because at some point I saw a fucking a deceased fucking turkey head popping out of a box that was all fucking smoking. There was a box in the dark, and there was smoke coming from it, and it fucking opened up, and there was a fucking head. Looked like something out of the Dark Crystal. You guys know the Jim Henson movie is back from the fucking early 80s, so most of you guys don't know, but it's an obscure film. But this is what I fucking seen. The head of a fucking Skeksis popping out of a fucking box on Monday Night Raw, and I thought to myself, it's entirely possible. I have been watching too much wrestling, and my brain has just fucking melted. But then I saw on social media people reacting to the chicken in the box, and then I saw the fucking gif of the chicken in the box and people posting it on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'm like, is this a fucking KFC ad? Because if it is, it's not very good. I don't want to fucking eat disgusting zombified chickens or fucking turkey heads or whatever the fuck that was. What the hell was that? Is that going to be Bray? Is Bray going to come back as a fucking deceased Colonel Sanders? What was that about? This is the type of shit you got written for tonight's Monday Night Raw? It doesn't get much better from there. You want to come out and start off the show hot, and everybody got all excited. I might have been the only person in the fucking world that's already seen what was coming. I was no way I was going to be able to tell you guys just how bad they were going to fuck this up. But you got Kofi Kingston out there with Seth Rollins at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, coming up with this title for title main event for tonight. And you, for 1 minute, believed that somebody was going to be victorious in that match? For what reason would you believe that? For what reason would the WWE merge the two main titles together? What would be the point of the brand split? There would be no point anymore. If there was just going to be one champion, there would only be one company, and that would be it. And every single show would revolve around the same talent. Why would you do that with the Fox deal coming up? You have to have exclusivity between the two shows. You announced on this show that next week is going to be the actual fucking brand split. You announced on this show Kofi Kingston is going to have a celebration tomorrow night on SmackDown Live, and you want me to believe he's going to fucking lose tonight? Or it's possible he's going to lose? You want me to believe that? I wouldn't believe that. Not for one fucking second. Not for 1 second. And my problem is not so much that they made this match and failed to deliver on a winner, because it was very interesting. It was intriguing. It kind of got me to be at least invested in the main event tonight. We got a title for title match going on with two of the hottest properties in pro wrestling that just won their championships yesterday. And I want to see what they do, because I expected something interesting. So there's got to be a way out of this that I'm not thinking of that they're going to pull off. Possibly Adam Cole being called up. Maybe we see the Velveteen Dream show up and do some shit and cost Kofi Kingston the match. In a schmaz way, not so that he loses the title, get somebody disqualified, end up in a brawl, get counted out. You could have used Lars Sullivan in that moment instead of having him just pancake Kurt Angle tonight. But they didn't do anything interesting like that. They didn't do anything that they wanted, that any of us were expected to see. You see how fired up they got me, stumbling on my words. We didn't see a fucking New Day heel turn. We didn't see Big E get pissed off at Kofi Kingston for putting the title up for grabs after all the hard fucking work they did. He's going to go out there and risk it or something interesting like that. We didn't see anything. We saw Sheamus and Cesaro from SmackDown Live show up, insert themselves into this matchup, and the crowd absolutely turned on this show the minute they made this a tag team matchup. Why the fuck would we give a shit about that when we are in the middle of a title for title matchup? Something that the crowd was hot for. Something we wanted to see finish in one way or another. And like I said, the problem is not that they gave us a fuck finish, it's the way they fucked us. With a fucking generic tag team match? No big debut, no surprise call-up, no heel turn. Just, oh, here's a tag team match instead. That's not gonna cut it. That was a fucking slap in everybody's face, and I don't blame anybody in Brooklyn for shitting on the rest of that show and pulling out the beach ball. Cesaro came out and got all pissed off. He's like the fucking beach ball police. Every time there's a fucking beach ball in a crowd, he's got to run out and go get it. But it's their own fault. WWE, from my point of view, watching at home tonight, the crowd tonight in the Barclays was having a good time. They were enjoying most of this trash that the WWE was throwing at them, and the minute they did this, they lost the crowd completely. And you can hear it clear as day. And that's when the crowd revolted. And now you're going to be mad? You're going to be mad at us fans for losing interest in a show that we fucking made it? We made it all the way to the main event with you, and now you give us this shit? Talk about trolling the fans. Holy shit, what a disrespectful thing they did to everybody involved. You put the bar in an awkward position. You made your champions both look fucking stupid. Because why would they stop just to take on the fucking bar? Oh, well, we'll finish this another time. Let's beat up these two idiots. Make them go to the fucking back and finish your business. What's going on? And where's any fucking figureheads? Nobody's there to dictate any fucking ramifications or anything like that. We got wrestlers going out there booking fucking title matches. Nobody's got anything to say about this. We got nobody making it official. Like, what the fuck is going on? What is this show? For the women's title, we got Becky Lynch. She comes out there, has her nice little moment in the ring, gets the crowd all hyped up. She ate up all the adulation, well deserved. And what does she get? Who do we get introduced as Becky Lynch's first rival, now that she is two-belt Becky? Becky Two Belts. Not fucking Nikki Cross, not an Ember Moon, shit, not a Kairi Sane being called up, not an Io Shirai. No. Lacey Evans, bam, bam. I'm getting title shots for doing nothing but strutting my shit, 'cause I'm like Charlotte, and Vince wants to lick my shit. I know that didn't quite go at the end, but I was trying to find a family-friendly way to say that Vince loves tall fucking blondes, man. Or any type of blonde. You cannot deny that tonight. Lacey Evans is getting a title shot for fucking walking around. Walking around? How do you get fucking shots at the champion for walking around? 6 months she's walking around doing absolutely fucking nothing. Not saying a fucking word. Not showing up during women's title matches. She's showing up during moments of bliss. She's showing up during fucking men's tag team matches. She had no fucking intentions on attacking Becky Lynch until this fucking moment. And who gives a shit? Tell her to take her fucking giant hats and go back to NXT, because I don't care. Why the fuck does she deserve to be immediately thrust into a title picture that just featured Charlotte Flair and Ronda fucking Rousey? And you're telling me Lacey Evans is the next best thing you fucking got? When on the roster you've been shitting on Asuka for fucking years? Ember Moon is sitting there healthy, ready to go, doing fucking nothing. Sasha Banks and Bayley aren't the tag team champions anymore. You don't want to fucking at least try? You don't think that would be interesting? 4 horsewomen, something? No, we're gonna do fucking Lacey Evans. Struts her stuff for fucking months, and that's all you gotta do, apparently. As long as Vince wants to put his nose in your ass, you'll be shot right to the top. Why does WWE hate so much of their own talent? What is it about a Sasha, or Bayley, or Elias, or the Revival that just makes the WWE not give two shits what they look like on TV? Why? Why is this what they're doing to these guys? Bayley gets jobbed out in a glorified squash match against Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has her first fucking in-ring match in months. Bayley was just the tag team champion. She just made history becoming one of the first ever women's tag team champions, and she goes out there and can't get a word in against fucking Alexa Bliss. She can't get one fucking move in there. Alexa just goes out there and handles Bayley so fucking easily after such a long layoff, and I'm supposed to be alright with that? And where was fucking Sasha? Where was anybody tonight? Sasha and Bayley lose the tag team belts before they even really got started. Why? Elias is silenced tonight by the Undertaker, and all I could think to myself is maybe the Undertaker has gotten a little bit too old, because it's apparent to me as a fan that this guy got lost on his way to fucking WrestleMania. He showed up fucking 24 hours late, because what good does him fucking interrupting Elias do on a random fucking Raw after WrestleMania? We just finished WrestleMania, so we're not going to be setting up for Elias versus The Undertaker at the next WrestleMania. When are we going to see The Undertaker again? Nobody ever fucking knows. So he showed up here tonight to silence Elias for what fucking reason? And because he decided to be fucking late to WrestleMania, we had to deal with the Doctor of Thugonomics instead. It's just going to be a greatest hits of legends that are going to continuously come out and fuck with Elias. That's going to be this guy's legacy. You want to talk about John Cena having the golden shovel? He mentioned it last night at fucking WrestleMania, and then tonight fucking Undertaker just put the fucking dirt in the hole. What good is Elias anymore? What do you care about that? The Revival. The Revival's getting a rematch when there's no more rematches. You know, they went out of their way to say there's no more rematch clauses. We're not doing automatic fucking rematches. And all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, but at every turn rather, we're getting fucking rematches with championship implications. 24 hours after losing the fucking tag team championships in a bullshit fucking pre-show match on the kickoff show of WrestleMania, they're getting a rematch for the titles. And losing again to two guys who, like I said on Monday night, on WrestleMania's review, haven't fucking won in years. Zack Ryder hasn't even been on fucking TV in years. Kurt Hawkins, famously the loser of the company for the last 2 years. Now they come out in back-to-back attempts beating the fucking Revival. They should just sign their fucking release and let these guys go wherever they want to go. I don't give a shit where they go as long as they're not in the WWE anymore, because all they're doing is wasting their own time. They're wasting their careers. You can count all your fucking money all you want. You look like two assholes. And they want to talk about it on commentary. The worst commentary team I've ever had in my life to listen to, by the way. And they're not getting any better. But they want to talk about how the Revival, oh, they've been struggling so hard to bring respect back to the tag team division. What fucking show are you watching? What tag team division are you fucking talking about? What are you, out of your fucking mind? Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Dean Ambrose gets his final send-off match. He's having a farewell match of his own. He didn't get to be on WrestleMania. Thank God. It would have been a fucking 19th match, and I think I would have killed myself. But Dean's last match is against the all fucking milk dud, Bobby Boring Trashly fucking Lashley. And the guy gets absolutely decimated. And the only thing I could think to myself while I'm watching any of this is not, oh, well, you know, it's Dean Ambrose's last night. He's got to put somebody over. He's going to go somewhere else now. I'm not thinking about any of this. I'm thinking about the fact that his wife is on fucking commentary. And she's not fucking saying a word. She's not crying. She's not pleading. She's just fucking sitting there. And then you got to a point where Bobby Lashley just laid out Dean Ambrose, and she's over his carcass, and she looks like she don't care. Now, I don't know if it's because she's better at doing, like, real-life type of interview segments and, like, a news broadcast type of a girl. Like, that's how her persona is. So maybe she's not that great at the acting thing. But if this guy is really your husband, I think you could generate some sort of a fucking tear or something. And then you want to push her. Later in the show, Corey Graves asking, oh, can you elaborate on the condition of your husband? Oh, I think we're going to leave that. We're not going to... Why? Why? Just like, no, he's okay. He's up and he's okay. No, we're going to leave it open-ended. What, is Dean Ambrose fucking on the verge of death? Does he not want the WWE Universe to know he's alright before he fucking leaves? What is with the cliffhanger? Why do I care? I don't. Why did they do this segment? It doesn't make a fucking difference. You could have just as easily had him just show up last night and say goodbye. I'm just here to say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It was nice being a fringe for you. I don't know what the fuck this show was about at the end of the day. One of the most terribly produced Raw after WrestleMania is full of just random bullshit and nothing makes sense, which has become the WWE's MO. It's what we're expecting every fucking Monday night, but it's very unforgivable in a Raw after WrestleMania situation. It's supposed to be a night for big surprises and unexpected things. We didn't get any of that. Oh, Lars Sullivan came out. So what? Lars Sullivan came out. So what? So fucking what? He came out and flattened Kurt Angle. What good does that do? Who cares? How does that make him look like such a beast? He took out a fucking guy that could barely wrestle as it is anymore. The Guy that just lost to Baron Corbin, and now he's on Monday Night Raw. He gets a little bit of a comeuppance and a little bit of a payback receipt on Baron Corbin, and for what? For what? To get absolutely decimated by Lars Sullivan and never to be seen again. Is that what's going to happen now? We're never going to see Kurt again? That's going to be my last vision of Kurt? Maybe it's better than my last vision being him a fucking loser to Baron Corbin. But come on. You could have did something better than that. Those are my main thoughts for the majority of the show. Let's go down the card. As far as the matches go, like we talked about a few of them already, the Raw Tag Team Championships were on the line, and Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins successfully defended them against the Revival. Then we went to the Kurt Angle segment with Baron Corbin. Nobody gave a shit. I didn't give a shit. Lars enters the ring, stares down Kurt Angle, flattens him like he's yesterday's news, and then we move on. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Absolutely ridiculous how this match went down. It was way too short and way too much offense given to Alexa Bliss. No offense at all, if any at all, to Bayley. Alexa Bliss won that one. We came back from the break, and the new Raw Women's Champion came down, talks about her win over Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, getting a little personal, calling herself Becky Two Belts, taking shots at both of her opponents, and then next thing you know, not gonna talk about that again. Seth Rollins is backstage with Charlie Caruso. She asks him why he accepted Kofi Kingston's challenge, and he talks about that wrestling is what he loves. He also said he's going to be a fighting champion in his opening segment. He added that to Brock Lesnar's little intro. He says, I'm going to be the reigning, defending, fighting, undisputed Universal Champion. Great, good for you. And then you did make good on your promise by accepting this matchup, and the end of the show still would just make it all for nothing. Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Glorious Gables. What good is this fucking match? Why are they even still a tag team? Ricochet and Aleister Black in the last week have challenged for every single tag team championship that there is and have come up short at every turn. And you're telling me that you kept them from beating the Revival on Monday Night Raw leading into WrestleMania so that you could give it to Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and you want me to give a shit now about Aleister Black and fucking Ricochet? Is that what you're leading to? Black and Ricochet versus the fucking Edgeheads? No, man. Fuck that. I could care less about this tag team and how entertaining they are. These are two talented guys that need to be on their own paths, and this is just becoming the same old song and dance on every single episode that they become a part of. They're the two hardest working men in all of professional wrestling. I have nothing but respect for them and what they're doing. Nobody's putting out more quality stuff than these two guys, but what good is it doing anybody? It's not doing anybody any good. It's not even doing us any good when they're putting them in the ring with a Chad Gable and a Bobby Roode. And once again, Gable and Roode, dead. They're a dead fucking tag team. They mean nothing. And here we are again, the Raw after WrestleMania. Nothing interesting happens. No heel turn by Bobby Roode on Chad Gable or vice versa. No split between Ricochet and Aleister Black to maybe start a feud between the two of them leading into this year and the new wrestling season. Nothing. Nothing interesting. Just a clean win by fucking Ricochet and Black over Roode and Gable. What would you expect? What the hell would you expect? Dean Ambrose versus Bobby Lashley, we talked about already. There was nothing left to really even give a shit about with Dean Ambrose. He's gone now, and we wish him the best. Or is he? Was this all a big work for him to just come back right before fucking SummerSlam, and now he's going to do something with Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship at some point? I'm sure it'll get back around his fucking milk dud waist. Now that Finn's gone back to just being Finn. We'll get to Finn in a minute. We come back from the grape. Oh my god. I guess I'm still feeling the effects of my WrestleMania weekend. We come back from the break, and this is where we get the fucking vignette with the buzzard. Maybe that's what the fucking dead buzzard for Bray Wyatt in the box, the smoking box. Gives a shit. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes back, and at first I was kind of excited about it. And he ends up in a match with Finn Balor, which was very entertaining. It was a good match. These two guys are very talented. Can't have a bad match between the two of them. But I'm asking myself why Sami Zayn is being given an Intercontinental Championship matchup by just walking in the fucking front door. Sure, it was a great match, but you're giving this away cold on the guy's fucking comeback night. Just out of nowhere. No setup, nothing. No build to it. Giving away pay-per-view level main events. Sami Zayn versus the Demon Finn Balor. Evil Sami Zayn, as it were. He's come back and he's pulling the kind of Daniel Bryan thing. Since the WWE is trash. It's the only thing I kind of got behind. He talked about how toxic the WWE is and that we're all fucking stupid for loving it. And he might actually have a point. But I kind of feel like this is going along the same lines of what Daniel Bryan is doing. So I felt like I kind of heard this before. But it did come off pretty good for Sami Zayn. It was great to see him back. And Finn Balor successfully defends the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. So the guy comes back and is automatically placed immediately back into the losers column. So why get so excited about it in the first place? Then what else did we have here? After Sami Zayn's little rant, we are backstage with Dana Brooke, the walking fucking sausage. Brooke is congratulating Becky Lynch and says we saw earlier that there's no line to get a shot for Becky now. And Dana knows she's not at the front, but she's no longer at the back. And she will seize the moment if it's in front of her. And she congratulates Becky and walk off. Please don't. Please just stay in the back and eat. Or go to some fucking salon and get a tan. Don't grace us with your presence on Monday Night Raw. And don't even try your fucking best against Becky. It's not worth it. Nobody wants to see that. We don't even want to see what they're doing now. The last thing we need is another fucking blonde. Plastic fucking Barbie doll with muscles. Done with it. Then we had the Elias segment, interrupted by the Undertaker. The Undertaker fucking annihilates Elias, and we go to commercial. And then we come back to the main event. Winner takes all. Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins, which has been the biggest controversy of the whole entire night because it pissed off the whole entire fandom of the WWE, and rightfully so. You don't advertise something and then not do anything interesting. That's the whole premise of tonight's Raw after WrestleMania. They didn't do anything interesting at all. It was a very cookie cutter by the book episode of Monday Night Raw. 3 hours, way too long, way too much bullshit, way too much filler, and not any substance. No big surprise. Nothing about fucking Braun Strowman. You want to talk about how great it is to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner? Where the fuck was Braun Strowman tonight? Who cares, really? Is he going to show up on SmackDown tomorrow because the lines are so fucking blurred since we're now 7 days away from the superstar shake-up? Like, shaking things up is going to make things any better. Shaking things up is probably only going to make things worse. You don't do any fucking good with the talent you already have. It's like if you had a whole bunch of nuggets of shit and you had to put them in 2 different pots. If you don't know what you're doing, you'd still got 2 fucking buckets of shit. You could turn it into fertilizer eventually, but if you leave out all the other fucking ingredients, it's just a fucking bucket of shit. If you don't care for it and nurture it and make it turn into something useful in the end, it's just going to be a pile of shit. And that's what Monday Night Raw is each and every week. And that's your fucking episode. There's really not much more to talk about, and we are going to wrap it up right there on that. That was your Raw after WrestleMania review. It was an absolute fucking waste of time, and it's only setting us on another road of just never-ending, ridiculous, nonsensical shit on Monday Night Raw, and they're just doing what they want. You say they're giving the fans what they ain't giving us shit but migraines and buckets of shit, as it were. Thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight on the podcast. The coolest, newest podcast you have ever found. Those of you that are already part of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show family, you know what the deal is. And for those of you who might be new here, if you enjoyed yourself today, which I know you did, especially if you are still here listening to me at the 29-minute mark, going on the full half an hour right now, you have got to hit that subscribe button And don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay notified so that you don't miss a thing as we continue to go down to the end of WrestleMania season with tomorrow's SmackDown Live after WrestleMania, and then everything else that's coming up in the future, like Money in the Bank and anything else the WWE is going to try to throw at us and pass along as professional wrestling. And then in order to not miss any of that shit, make sure you are subscribed and become one of the 1,300 plus that know that when you want your wrestling news and reviews bullshit free, that this is the place to be. We do it in a fun and exciting manner. We don't talk down to you guys. We don't treat you guys like assholes like the WWE does. And we respect everybody's opinions, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of your opinions in the comments section down below. I apologize that I haven't been so active in there getting back to you guys as of late. But as you can tell, and as you know from watching this channel, I have been busy as fuck, and I have barely been here. And it's good to be back in the studio after my little trip, and it's good to wind everything down, and I'm glad that you guys came along with me. If you missed my Instagram story, you missed something amazing, because between all the events that I was at, it's probably one of the coolest Instagram stories I have ever put up within the last 36-hour period. And if you missed any of that, you're going to regret it. So make sure you're following me on Instagram in the future at NIC_Nightmare is the handle there. At Nick Nightmare is the Twitter handle. I was active on there all weekend as well as my live tweets during WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw and all of the other shows that we have to fucking ingest and try to get through. And I thank you guys for trying to get through them with me. Don't forget to smash that like button if I made you laugh, if I made you cry, if I made you understand that this was all a fucking ruse right from the beginning and maybe you didn't get it and now you do. Make sure you smash that like button so that I and everybody else knows that you think that we are A-OK, just like the Fonz would say. And don't forget, once again, before we sign off, get your t-shirts if you want them. Mania 10 at the checkout for 10% off your entire order. Teespring.com/store/sledgehammer-TV. And our official sponsor, Audible. Audible has over 180,000 books that speak to you. Get one for free on me just for being a fan of this show at audibletrial.com/sledgehammer-TV right now. One free audiobook when you sign up for that 30-day free trial. And even if you decide to cancel your 30-day free trial, you can keep the book that you chose for your whole entire life. You can go from science fiction to autobiographies, self-help, pro wrestling. Anything that tickles your fancy or tickles your earlobes can be attained for the tickling at Audible, and you can get it for free on me. audibletrial.com/sledgehammer-TV right now. And if you've already used Audible free trial via some other thing that you're interested in, then feel free to extend this offer to everybody else so that they can come along and join the team here at Sledgehammer TV. And you guys know the team. It is Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world. My name is Nick Nightmare, your host with the most, and the most important member of the team, as always, is each and every one of you. I want to thank you guys, as always, for making this WrestleMania weekend a very, very big weekend on the channel. I hope to continue to see that subscriber count go up, and I want to thank you all for being here with me through all of it. And I promise you guys, the beast is coming. It will be here, and we are about to upgrade. And once we do, all bets are off. And we are taking over YouTube, and we will become the #1 wrestling podcast in the entire world. And I hope you stay with me on this journey, because in the end, it's going to pay off. Things are going to get a lot better looking, a lot fucking bigger around here. And you guys have been with me since day one. You deserve it just as much as I do. That, my friends, is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. What a fucking disappointment. Boom.
Sledgehammer.